uncertainty of the impact of coronavirus on small business owners is staggering and likely to be substantial. Small businesses are being forced to take drastic steps to continue operating, and many are fearful about their future. The situation of coronavirus is unique and unpredictable that conventional techniques might not work. Nevertheless, we are here to ensure you maintain a steady cash flow during these uncertain times. At White Oak Accounting Solutions, we care for you. So let's take a deep look into cash flow management and other strategies to help your business. Please have a notepad and pen ready as we are about to show you different strategies that you can implement at these uncertain times. As a business owner, are you experiencing these concerns? Managing payroll, finding ways to keep generating revenue, raising working capital for inventory and business expenses? Do you understand your spending? What are the essentials versus the non essential spending? And lastly, are you having trouble figuring out the best loan options out there and their tax implications? Okay, here is a topic that's really hard, and we have to address it. As a business, do you know when to call it quits? Do you have an exit strategy? You must plan to close your business if it comes to that point. This doesn't mean just closing a bank account. You must make sure to file papers with the state for liquidation, payroll filings, and that you must pay your income and sales tax. All in all, you absolutely need to develop a strategy when you plan on wrapping up your business. You need to ask this question: can you rebound after the economy recovers? Let's look at an important strategy that every business has to implement at this critical time: cash flow analysis. What is it? What is cash flow analysis? It's a financial statement that records how money flows in and out of your business during a specific period of time. It can help you better understand where your money is going and how much cash you have at any given time. Now, why is cash flow analysis needed? Did you know that it's a key metric that defines your success? It helps understand that the profits are different from cash. Forecasting cash flow is absolutely essential so that your business can become resilient. It helps you look into financial and loan options to use in the current situation. Some non traditional SBA loans and grants, if you qualify, are available. Let me tell you that it would be a good idea to not only look at federal but also state funding options. I can't emphasize enough that the situation is unique, and it's imperative that you do cash flow analysis and leverage various non traditional options as well that are being offered exclusively at this time. Next question: do you know how much money you need for your business to survive? The answer is forecasting. One piece of advice: do not use historical data. Business in January or February is not an indication of the current situation. Can you cut costs and survive? Can you figure out what your spending is? How can you deal with the current situation? Hence, cash flow and forecasting processes will help you answer the questions: how do I protect and manage my formidable asset, which is my employees? How are the ways I can minimize disruption? Next up, how do you perform cash flow analysis? Sit tight. In the next few minutes, we're going to show you some steps you can do as a business owner. Keep in mind when I tell you that as a business owner, you can do many things, but it's also important that you don't speculate when in doubt. And I highly recommend you engage an accountant. So let's go ahead with some techniques that you can do. Firstly, Get your bookkeeping and financial statements up to date. Separate fixed costs from variable costs. Analyze all accounts, including accounts receivable and payable. Working capital, this is absolutely essential. So you analyze your inventory need. Another trick that we would like to share is the gross burn rate. Use this valuable approach to forecast cash, which only takes into consideration expenses. For example, just assume that you have zero revenue, and this strategy will then help you with the estimation of expenses, thereby avoiding any cash flow issues that may encounter. Also, make an effort to understand debt and equity split. Here are some short term cash flow strategies that you can consider. Firstly, reduce large fixed expenses. Next, convert fixed to variable when possible. And then, collect payments from customers at any cost. Expedite invoicing where possible. Also, consider debt refinancing options. Specifically, do you have an existing loan with a higher interest rate? Do you know that SBA can help you refinance higher loan rates, reduce payments, and get some cash flow? What if your business does not qualify for SBA loan? What can you do? We would suggest that you consider taking a line of credit from banks and some temporary loans from 401k. Now, if you're an inventory heavy business, repurpose your assets for the current situation. For example, is there any way you can manufacture masks? Lastly, extend vendor payment intelligently. We don't want to push other businesses to bankruptcy either with this precarious situation. So, ensure that no one's cycle is disrupted. Negotiate terms that are mutually beneficial so that nobody has to close down their business. Yes, this is a tricky one. We businesses need to look out for each other. Along with the cash flow analysis, here are some strategies that you can implement before making a final decision. A few questions to consider. Can you ask yourself, is my business revenue model relevant? Perhaps it needs to be revisited considering the current situation. Do remember, coronavirus has disrupted everything. Look for ways to adapt and diversify your income. Ask the question, can I add virtual sources? Can I think of other ways to sustain? Next up, I can't stress enough. Nurture your customer base. Offer support and help to your existing customers. Remember, loyalty always pays off in the long term. Do you have enough time on your hands? How about building content for your business? How about exploring other avenues to reach your clients? How can you share your unique message? Perhaps leverage social media outlets? Okay, what if none of these strategies work? Always ask for help. SBDC and SBA are great resources to start. Last but not a least, talk to a qualified CPA or accounting if you're struggling. Next up, how can we, White Oak Accounting Solutions, help you during these testing times? Here are some ways we can add massive value to you. We perform bookkeeping, reconciliations, and financial statement analysis. We provide insight on cash flow patterns and advise creative ways to curb costs. We also do cash flow forecasting to proactively address any negative cash flow issues and also analyze current debt obligations. We help you understand the tax ramifications of the CARES Act and SBA relief loans. We provide assistance with sourcing and incremental capital, be it debt or equity. We also work with you in developing funding and financing applications. We provide our expert advice on disaster recovery strategies as well. I know, a lot of information, right? Hang in there. A final thought from us. Every setback is a setup for comeback. we will weather the storm together. Some final thoughts from White Oak Accounting Solutions. Remember, the situation of Corona is unique and unpredictable. Just to let you know, the cash flow analysis is just one aspect. What is unique about us is we provide a detailed business health checkup, which will help you assess whether your business is sustainable in the next few months or not. We also will help you compare with the other businesses in the industry. Our monthly accounting checkup strategy will ensure that you're maximizing your business. Lastly, a valuable piece of advice: merely going to an accountant for only filing your taxes is not enough. Develop a habit of checking in with your accountant on a regular basis. Adios and stay safe and healthy during this time. This webinar was produced by Gabagal Consulting. Bye now and stay safe.